Welcome to the Coffee Club, broadcasting live from New York with your host, Felix, and co-host, Dr. Mark. So let's have a cup of coffee and enjoy the show.
There is no heaven. There is no hell. There is only this world and its dark reflection. And we do not know in which of the two worlds we are.
Live from the Space Academy in the outer layer of the ozone.
No, the outer layer of the galaxy.
Of the okay, the galaxy.
The ozone is just a layer of atmosphere.
Yeah, that's where we are. We're right above, looking at everybody. We see everything.
You know why? Do, huh? Then why do I need glasses if I could see everything?
So you can see everything.
I can see it better, huh?
Yeah, you can
better,
see better,
much better. Yes.
Live. This is the Rebellious Rev and the Doc. I'm the Rev and
I'm the Doc.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
We should tell them about the experience we just had. We almost didn't broadcast today.
Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to broadcast. Sort of starting a little late, which is not that abnormal for us, and turn on all our machines and our computers and
started to smoke
and everything, and all of a sudden
everything went blank.
It just said you didn't pay your bill.
Well, that too.
Huh? What?
That too.
Yeah, that too, and so of course we called up the service department and of our provider, and I went through this whole
but they
troubleshooting.
All you had to do is tell them that you have a grant, which means you don't have to pay.
Yeah, I went through the whole troubleshooting thing with the robot that talks to you and whatever you call it, And finally, the robot says, "I will turn you over to one of our agents. You don't have internet." I says, "I know that. That's what I told you." So anyway, so then the guy gets on and he goes,
you don't have.
He says, "You don't have internet." He said,
"You don't have intercourse." Is that it?
Yeah.
Well, it's verbal intercourse.
I said it says I did not.
We should stress that.
Yeah.
That this, this is family hour. We can't say certain things, but it's verbal intercourse.
Yeah. So
in fact, we don't have any verbal intercourse because you didn't pay the bill.
So he said, it says here that I didn't pay my bill. He says, "No, sir, you paid your bill." He goes, "So what's your problem?" It says on my computer I did not pay the bill. He says, "Okay. So what's the problem?" "I don't have any internet." He goes, "You paid your bill. What's the problem?" So anyway, he goes, so all of a sudden we hear, okay, everything goes dead.
Well, needless to say, folks, here we are on the air once again. You cannot silence us. We're like Donald Trump, okay? We say anything that comes into our minds and into our heads.
Yeah, now listen, what he says would never come into my mind.
Wouldn't come into mine either. But could you imagine that this guy, being the presumptive nominee of the Republican Party, could be, for all intents and purposes, our next president of the United States?
Yes, resident president.
Resident president dictator. Could you imagine, has anybody ever said no to him?
Yes.
Well, I guess Ivana did when they got divorced and everything, and so did Marla Maples, but...
and also, who's that guy?
I think Rosie O'Donnell said no to him, didn't she?
Yeah.
I think she did, yeah.
And he said, "Thank God." Yeah, those two don't like each other. I mean, they hate each other.
No comment. I don't know. I
think
know. But you know what scares me is that he has his supporters in such a frenzy. Okay, I mean, they don't care what he does or what he says.
But I want to go to the serious side today for a minute. I was watching
the serious side or the serious side.
The serious side. I don't know. Serious side of.
Well, Siri is the one who talks to you on your phone, you know.
Yeah, I know that's right, but I don't have that kind of phone.
Oh.
Anyway, the anti-Trump demonstrators who were really getting.
You mean in San Jose yesterday?
Yeah, out of hand. I mean, there was a woman by herself, and they're throwing eggs at her, tomatoes.
I saw that.
And
in fact, Chris Matthews on Hardball happened to remark. He says, "I have to give her a lot of credit." He said she never stopped smiling. She was hit in the face with a tomato and an egg, and she just kept smiling away.
Yeah.
But that's really, I mean, look, that's dangerous. You could blind somebody.
No, they were taking down people and just punching them and beating them up and chasing them down the block and beating them up.
No, but I mean, well, aside from that, I mean, you get hit in the face with an egg and that thing shatters in your eye. Yeah, you could be blinded.
Yeah, of course. Well,
it's not funny.
It's not funny to get beat up either.
I think I've been lucky. I haven't had that happen to me.
Well, from experience, I can tell you it's not fun to get beat up. So no, these guys are really getting violent. They're stealing the caps off the people's heads.
I saw, and they were burning
and
it.
They're burning them. They're burning the American flag. They're running around with Mexican flags, and the kids and everybody. All you hear is a bleep, 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 bleep because of all the cursing. You can't even show it. I mean, these people want to represent something.
Well, one of the things that they said on the news, it was a very poor selection of a venue to have this rally because it's only a few blocks away from San Jose State. And the city of San Jose has a large Latino and Latina population, number one, and the college itself is very liberal. Okay, who the heck would pick some place so close to a university?
Well, it was a place
within walking distance.
There was a place that was empty and had was able to hold a venue.
Your apartment is empty.
Yeah,
can we cram 10,000 people in here?
No,
I don't know.
Just about 6 only.
Oh, okay.
Wouldn't be good for him. No, but listen, this is nuts, though.
You're right. There's no place for violence on any side.
And the mayor of San Jose said Trump doesn't belong here. He shouldn't be making these speeches in San Jose.
Well, because I'm sure he said it because San Jose is a very democratic.
It doesn't matter.
I agree. I'm agreeing with you.
I mean, listen.
Look, you can have a speech anywhere. I mean, I don't know if you remember, but back in the 70s into the 80s, I think they were trying to do it twice. The American Nazi Party was going to march in Skokie, Illinois. And why did they pick Skokie? Because it had a high concentration, and I hate to use that word, of Jewish survivors from the Holocaust, from concentration camps.
Yep.
So, I mean, and they picked that on purpose. It is possible that, Trump went into the belly of the beast, so to speak, being such a liberal city, for a reason. And look, like you say, he can make a speech anywhere.
And it's
his right.
If you're liberal, it doesn't mean you're going to be violent.
I'm liberal and I'm not violent.
Exactly. These are. Oh, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, our phone number here is 646-595.
No, we didn't pay that bill.
3275.
We didn't pay that bill either.
Excuse me. We only take text messages today. No, our phone number is 646-595-3275.
I almost didn't remember that number.
We'd love to hear from you guys and see what you guys are thinking about. But, okay, so now, and then, wait, the best one is now, what's happening with the lawyer, with the judge?
Well, you were telling me earlier, the that there's a possibility that the judge is related to either one of the defense attorneys or
has
somebody.
Done something together, but that's irrelevant. If that was a defense, actually Trump said something about it, but his big defense was,
that he's Mexican.
He's Mexican, and I'm building a wall. And he's Mexican.
He may be of Mexican descent. I'm not even sure of that.
He is of Mexican descent.
Okay, but he was born in Indiana.
Yeah.
He's American. He's more American than you.
Yeah, but he's of Mexican descent, and I'm building a wall. That's grounds right there for that. And that's what he kept saying. He's Mexican. He's building a wall.
You see what Trump does? You and I discussed this before the show. What Trump doesn't seem to understand is, as I said before, no one I think has ever said no to him, seriously. And he's so used to being the boss that as a president, first of all, as a nominee, you take a lot of flack from all different groups.
Yeah,
as a president, just look at Obama. You take even more. Look at what he had to put up with from Trump, the birther movement and everything, and being born in Kenya.
Well, you can't be thin-skinned, that's for sure.
But we have freedom of the press here, freedom of speech.
Well, I wouldn't say freedom of the press. I'd say freedom of the speech. I think the press on both sides is rather pretty biased.
I mean, talk about the press. He threw out one or two reporters yesterday at his press conference. Okay, he singled out one person by name and said, "You haven't been fair to me. You've been printing whatever you've been printing. I don't consider that journalism." And the guy said, "I was thrown out for simply practicing my vocation, which is journalism, which is printing exactly what is being said."
Well, he never. That's the problem. Is the guy from? He pointed out, like the one guy he said from ABC. He's a sleaze.
What? Trump said it or he said it?
No, Trump did it.
I know that I know. Right.
That's
right.
Same thing.
Yeah, you should be ashamed of yourself. He said.
Yeah, you're a sleaze.
I mean, a president doesn't carry himself that way. You know.
He's not the president yet.
Well, even a nominee. And what about they had Mitch McConnell and Paul Ryan on the news, and Mitch McConnell has a new book out, so he was plugging his book, and reluctantly he came around to supporting Trump. In fact, they're calling them sinos now, supporters in name only. They'd love to distance themselves, but they feel that it's more important to keep the Republican Party alive. But McConnell said, when he goes unscripted, it's like basically, he says whatever he wants.
He does.
He says he wants more boring. He wants to see him follow, a script, follow the
agenda.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's like a comedian. He's going to say whatever the comedian says. That's one of these uncensored comedians that says whatever they want to get a laugh.
And in Paul Ryan, I mean, it was probably one of the weakest endorsements for a candidate by any Speaker of the House. And then today, he's criticizing him for more comments that he made about the judge.
The judge. And he said he will criticize him when it's necessary. And if he doesn't feel he's right, then he should. Listen, I've always sort of enjoyed listening to Trump and favored him in a lot of ways. But this last thing, just like I said, it's just too much. It's like stupid. Stop it already, Enough is enough. Well, they say the big thing is he does. He has a lot of pride in his company. And his company
bears his name.
And this judge is really bashing his name, and he's defending his. He doesn't right now. I don't think he cares about the presidency. He's defending the name of his, the company, and that, which is probably more important to him.
Well, and on the other side of the coin, we have Hillary, who came off very strong in her last speech. I must say, she attacked Trump verbally, point by point, on foreign policy, and it made a lot of sense. There was nothing. All she did was show that his statements